Good afternoon, good evening. This is Tisha McDonald's Alternatives Beauty Studio.
And this is Tanika Gillar. I am naturally yours.
All right, Tanika, how has your day been?
It's been long. We should have had this show going earlier, maybe 3 hours ago. But I've been at the shop with clients today. I've had a busy, hectic week with no phone. So I really had to catch up with what I had to do this week because I hadn't been in the shop all week because I couldn't get no phone calls, text messages, make appointments. So had to go in today, and the service that she required took longer than what we had expected. How was your day?
My day was pretty good, actually. It was very productive. I haven't cooked in a while, so today I've been in the kitchen almost all day. Still in the kitchen, got two more things to make, but it's worth it.
Yeah, someone inboxed me earlier. They said, "Nikki, I was channeling you." She made pear crumb instead of apple crumb.
Okay.
Because back in the day, I used to make the apple crumb, and she was like, "I was channeling you. I made the pear crumb." I'm like, "Girl, I don't even cook anymore." So so I was like, "Okay."
All right, well, let's get into it. Oh, we got a comment already. Hello, Miss Denise. How you been?
Oh, hey, Peg. Hi, Jordan. How are you?
All right, so let's get into it. Um, well, let me just. So Chadwick passed away, and may he rest in peace. Um, I'm just trying to get rid of this. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Like a lot of people have negative things to say when they don't know what's going on, and it's better for you to just keep your mouth shut when you don't know what's going on. So, of course, he's a public figure and he's out and about doing his daily life even when he was ill. And I just saw some pictures that came through my Facebook feed and he was really ill. And people had things negative to say, but they don't know what's going on. Sometimes we just need to shut our mouth. And what the topic tonight is like, who's in your corner? Because obviously he has people around him, people who knew, but they didn't say a word. Nobody knew anything, and he passed away in private. You know what I mean? Like he went through his. I don't know if he went through treatment or anything. Nobody knows any of that, but he went through his suffering in private. Nobody knew. He didn't make it a public announcement that this is what he was going through, like you hear some celebrities do. Won't name any names, but he just went through it, and he passed away, unfortunately. But who's in your corner? Who can you trust? Obviously, the people he had around him were trustworthy, not people who's going to yak your business.
Yeah, there's a lot to say on that topic. Ma passed away silently. We didn't really know that she had cancer till the very, very end, but we as a family believed that she had it and knew about it and just didn't tell us about it for a long time. And there's reasons why people do that, especially with his case. He's a celebrity. And like you said, once people saw photos, they was asking if he was on drugs, if he was preparing for a role. And even though he was trying to put out a positive initiative, Project 42, which was to help Black people get services in the hospital during this coronavirus. He was trying to push that agenda, and people were looking at him instead of focusing on the agenda that he was trying to promote. At the same time, I was like, well, his publicist, if he could see that he was thin, like when I saw the photo, I said, well, he really was trying to camouflage, that he was ill because he had on a bulky sweater with his chains and everything, but then his face looked so thin. And but it could go either way, because I was like, well, his publicist shouldn't have let him come out like that to promote the initiative if he knew that he was so ill or he looked different. But then someone else said, well, maybe he wanted to promote the initiative because of his position, and I could understand that as well. And like you said, people did not know. People are quick to judge instead of, and there's a lot of people that's suffering in silence with whatever illness or addictions, maybe sometime, or problems that they have. And, people just don't know, but are always quick to judge. And that's where we need to be a little bit more sensitive to others and what they need, or, just we need to be a little bit more compassionate. And I don't see that happening with social media the way it is. Every subject that comes out, somebody's gonna make a joke or a meme about. Even with the Will and Jada situation, and I read an article on this from another doctor, PhD psychologist, where it talked about how he's allowed to cry and to love his wife. They had a long history together, and I think the public pretty much knew that they had like an open marriage or whatever. It's just that this young man, it's the way it unfolded. And for society to start making memes and jokes about, hi, Aunt Val, for them to start making jokes about his situation and his hurt, that's why, that's a problem for men, of course, coming out and talking and being emotional and showing emotions. But back to Mr. Bose, Chadwick, who passed, we don't know the suffering that people are going through. We don't know their coping skills. But then I'm going to take it to a different, there's so many
Well,
levels
one
to this
second.
incident.
And quite frankly, it's none of our business.
It's
Continue.
not. And that's why he didn't have to publicize it. Neither with the Will and Jada. It's not our business what they do behind closed doors. It's not our business. And so whatever they do share is because they want to share, not because they have to share. And with him, I was happy that that his team kept everything quiet because he trusted them. And a lot of his celebrity friends didn't even know. He has a new movie out with Spike Lee. Spike Lee said he didn't even know. And so, because they was wondering why he wasn't promoting it, helping to promote it, but Spike Lee didn't even know that he was sick. And so, it came to a shock to a lot of people. At the same time, I'm thinking that maybe his image, he is the Black Panther. He was that superhero for the younger generation that's coming up, that looked up to him. So he might not have wanted to let them down as well.
And someone said, I don't want to see another Black Panther if it's not him. So I don't know if they filmed the second sequel already, but a lot of fans are saying they do not want to see another Black Panther because
Well,
he's
to be
not it.
honest, we talked about this at the shop yesterday, me and one of the barbers, and he said, well, from the comic series, the sister takes over after
Oh,
Black Panther. The sister
okay.
takes over. So 'cause that's what I was saying to him. I was like, well, I don't know, but they had talked about a second Black Panther years ago when the first one
Right,
came out.
right.
And so I was asking him about that. Do you think they'll make another one? He said yes. In the series, the sister takes over.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice, nice, nice. And they were
Now,
talking about the
on a personal note, I have a client who has suffered with colon cancer herself. She's very young, and she's having, survivor's remorse because she feels bad that he passed and she's still living. And you know, I don't know what to say on that. So she had to shut down her social media because she said she couldn't watch it anymore. She's an advocate for colon cancer. She's been to the government on different levels, Senate, and she's done a lot in the colon cancer initiative because they misdiagnose young Black people a lot. They've misdiagnosed her several times. And so she's like, because they always say that she's too young or we're too young, you know what I'm saying? And so they've misdiagnosed her so many times. And so she's like, no, it's not just an older person. And we have a personal connection to T because grandpa died of colon cancer.
yes, but he was older. You know what I mean? And they
He
did
was
tell him
older.
and he was older, and it was at the last minute that he found out as well. But let's take a flip side to that as well. Um, when you become a certain age, like one of my clients just this weekend went to get her colonoscopy. She's like, I'm 50, I have to do it. And we also have to take into account taking care of our own health. So if you stay on top of it, these things can be diagnosed. But I heard what you said about your client being misdiagnosed several times. But that's another twist to the fact of, he was a very healthy man. So when did they catch this? Like, how could they not catch it? And I'm sure he's had the best doctors. So how could they miss this? Or, when it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go. We never know how long we have on earth.
Absolutely. I was going to say, well, with cancer, certain cancers, they come quick. And he could have been very healthy, but speaking from a medical professional this time, colon cancer from with grandpa, when he passed, the doctor was like, that's one of the preventable cancers. And so from the medical side, now you have to watch your bowels, change of bowels habits and things like that, making sure that your colon is clean, you guys. Clean out that gut every now and again, whether it's a colonic, whether you have to take in, tablets to clean out your colon, because some people don't feel comfortable with doing a colonic. But you have to make sure that your gut is clean and healthy. Wash it out, because if I'm 47 years old now, and I've never cleaned it. There's gunk that's built up for 47 years on the walls of your intestines, and you want to make sure that you either clean it out with ginger, lemon, and cayenne pepper. There's a lot of different combinations. Cucumber water. You have to flush it, flush it, flush it. There's a lot of ways to detox the colon. So make sure that there it is, lemon and apple cider daily. That's good. So you add some ginger into that, because ginger is wonderful for the gut. So make sure that y'all are cleaning y'all's colon and staying healthy and checking your bowels. I know even with my daughter, who can't, express, I'm watching her bowel movements. Are they regular? Are they consistent? Is her belly getting distended? Is it getting big and swole? Because one time we did go to the hospital, and when they did the MRI, she was full of poop. And so you have to make sure, even if you're going, but it's not complete. We call that an incomplete bowel movement. We want to make sure that we clean it out. And so I know that wasn't the topic, but I
It all
think you
goes hand
said
in
something.
hand.
All hand in hand, all about him today, all about health, all about knowing who's behind you in your camp, who you can trust, and then purpose, because that was his main message, was purpose, finding your purpose, living your purpose. And we had a big conversation about this yesterday at the shop, because your job is not necessarily your purpose. The Bible talks about your work is your purpose, and whatever God gave to you, that is going to be your purpose. Whatever that gift is that you have, not a talent, whatever the gift is that he gave you, that is your purpose. And a lot of times people get caught up in their work and their job, but their work is supposed to be their purpose.
Okay. Okay. So it was something that you said. I thought I had the mental note, but it left me. You know how I go. Um, keep talking, Nikki, because it was something that you said, and I wanted to touch on it, but now I lost it.
Colon clean.
No, people, their purpose, uh, people in your camp. I can't remember now. I can't remember. But I thought that this
Yeah.
was just a very good topic for the evening. It just is fitting for what's happening right now. Is who is in your corner? That's how we started it out. Who can you trust? Because people don't need to be in your business all the time. And then you have others that, so that's how we started. Then we went into, you have to make sure that you are cleaning yourself out. We went into, what else did we talk about, Nikki?
Um, Really, that was it. Purpose,
Purpose,
cleaning
purpose,
yourself,
purpose.
trusting people that you trust, who you have in your circle, and just staying on top of your health. And that
Mhm.
celebrities don't owe us anything. And whether this was his time to go, because we don't know the medical profession. We don't know if he's had it for a while or the doctors didn't catch it. We don't know that part of the situation. We just know that he's passed on, and it was colon cancer. And that sometimes it can be prevented, and we know that sometimes we can be misdiagnosed. And if that's the case, if you don't feel comfortable with your diagnosis, of course you could seek a second opinion. So I'm big on that as well, you guys. I'm speaking from a medical professional standpoint at this portion. Um, he spoke a lot about purpose. He was a Howard graduate, Howard University graduate, and he did a speech, for the students that graduated there, and that was his major. Even when he did interviews, he talked about following your purpose, following your purpose, following your purpose. You got your thought?
Yes, I remember. It was something else that I was seeing. People can be something else because now, and like you said, they will make a meme quickly. It was something about you got to be Chadwick Boseman, like your arm could be falling off, but you got to go to work because he never stopped. He kept going, even with his illness, he kept going. And so now they're making it, oh, you could be ill, get up and still go to work, go get that money, go get that. And I'm just like, what? So now they're trying to make it like a thing. Oh, if Chadwick can do it, then you can do it too. But then I was happy to see somebody chime in and say, no, Chadwick had all of his helpers and people around him. And when you mentioned the Spike Lee movie he did, he was more of a voice. He was more of a someone behind the scenes. You really didn't see him in that movie because he was ill. So it was another main actor in that movie he came in on the end, but you really didn't see him. He was more of a voice or something behind the scenes. He wasn't really a main character. And it's probably because he was ill. And but he kept working. He works up until the end. And now people are trying to say, oh, you need to keep working even if you're ill. You need to you got to know what's good for you. That may have been good for him. That may have been a release for him. Like we said, he has his following and this, that, and the other. So that was his way to deal with his illness.
Mm-hmm.
But others,
and that he was leaving his legacy because he did a lot of Black films and Black movies. People only talk about Black Panther, but he also played
exactly.
Thurgood Marshall, and he also played James Brown. He played a lot of different major roles, major characters, even in this new movie.
Yes.
And so people only look at the one character, and that's great for the new generation that might have never knew him before,
right.
or had a Black superhero, so that was good for that. But he played a lot of different roles for the Black community.
Yes.
Even attending a Black, historically Black college. So he was really for his people and his community. And like you said, that was his purpose and his goal. And he was going to fulfill his purpose until the day he died. I love doing hair, and I couldn't see myself not being able to do hair. Even when I get tired of doing hair, I don't want to lose that essence.
Yes. So we want to say, of course, rest in peace, and much respect to him.
And his family.
Yes, and his family. And to the many fans, he's definitely going to be missed. And he's just so young. I just and I've been seeing the pictures of him and Kobe together, and, it's just really sad the way this year has been going, just in general,
Yeah. So you guys, just this is Nikki of Naturally Yours. I am I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. This is Nikki of Naturally Yours.
And this is Tisha McDonald, Alternatives Beauty Studio, coming from the Post
One of the girls that I was talking to, she said, my friends, they make fun of me now because my circle is so tight, it's the size of a Cheerio. I'm like, and that's the way it should be. I really have just a few girlfriends that I really talk to almost every other day, because people do too much. They do too much. And,
mine is even smaller than that. It might be like 3. It might just be 3 people. But really, how many do you need? 2 is all you really need. 1 is
right. Because Grandpa said if you could, right. Grandpa said if you could count them on your hand, that's all you need. You should be able to count them on one hand.
Because then you don't get lost in what I told Sarah, Jill, Joan, Bob.
Yeah.
If you have too many, somebody's going to leak something.
Yeah. So
So we want to
yeah,
say thank
so
you guys for watching today. You have anything else to say, Nikki?
uh, I do not. So I think it's just important for us to find our purpose in life and fulfill that purpose, whatever that may be. And yours may be different from mine, but continue to follow it. And it might not be the thing, but it's going to be the thing that leads to the thing that leads to the
Okay.
thing that is your
Okay.
purpose. A lot of times people ask me, why am I going back to school? What are you going to school for now? What are you doing now? But you build on what you have. And I think we talked about that before as well. Just keep building on that. And I read a scripture that talks about that in Second Peter, but I ain't gonna go there with you guys because this isn't a Bible thing. But it talks about stacking, adding on, and building on what you already have. So once you find that purpose, continue to build on that purpose and leave a legacy just like he did.
Okay. And my final thing is we don't know what is going on with someone else. Let's stop being so quick to judge. That would be my takeaway. We're so quick to judge and don't know what's going on, and it's none of our business to know what's going on. Let's try and be a little bit more compassionate because we don't know what's going on.
Hmm.
Um, I have to say thank you. Well, I don't want to say his name because I don't know if I'm allowed, but I just want to say I do a lot of work with children and youth, and I just did 3 boys, and I'm grateful for this person bringing these young men to me because when they sit in my chair, we have conversations. What is going on? And I believe my purpose, I know it's my passion, is to work with the boys. Group home for boys, transitional homes for boys. That's what I keep saying I want to do. We did the foster care thing for 8 years, but right now it's probably not the time. The husband is saying, no, 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 he doesn't mind, but now is not the time. So hopefully in the near future. And so
Yeah.
I keep building on what I'm doing because that is my goal purpose as well.
Yes, I agree with that too, because for me, and it's all about transition. And even a client was like, I don't believe he died. I believe in transitioning to the next. So his
Yes.
purpose here was fulfilled, and it was time for him to transition to the next level. And when I think about jobs and careers, so far as myself, I feel like I'm transitioning now anytime God moves me from one state to another state. So, I started here at a hospital, then I was a school nurse for special needs. Yes. Then I was a nurse for school for special needs. Then I'm an educator, in the medical field. And now it's time for me. I did my purpose. I did my building, which is my degrees for special needs. So now it's that transition time for me again. So I will be working. That's my goal next is to get into the facility where I want to be and start working with my special needs community because I've been building towards this goal right now. And I believe that that's my purpose are these kids. I never wanted to go into nursing, but I ended up there and somehow I ended up with this special needs community as my purpose.
Yeah, even before this, and now we're finished with Chadwick right now, but even before COVID happened, I was working with the Small Business Development Center, and we were getting it together. Oh, I had so much information on how to start my group home for boys. I already had my staff in line. I just needed a building. I already had the staff. I needed the financing and a place of where it was going to happen. But the Small Business Development Center really, really was working with me, helping me. I was having weekly meetings with them, and I was just so close. But my husband is like, yeah, no, not right now. And then COVID happened, and then I'm still like, they need us now more than ever. But fully staffed, and even some of my clients, because a couple of them are my clients, because I have clients that does everything, some of everything, and they were like, well, what's going on with that? Are you still going to continue that? But now we're even looking to move. So it's not going to happen for me in PA. It will probably happen. And I don't know how the market is for Delaware, but I know I have got to do my voice because I feel like they need some guidance. They're not bad
They
kids.
do.
They're not bad kids. You know, they just don't get the attention that they need.
Right, right. And we do need more of that for black males as well. We need it for black females as well. But yeah, they are
That's what my
they,
husband said. What about the females? But I'm like, the girls always get the attention. It's the boys that keep going, you know, getting underlooked, overlooked. Let's
yes.
do the
I
boys.
agree. I agree.
Mhm.
I agree because they have it from all sides with society. Everything is stacked against them, or they're made to feel that way.
They're made to
But,
feel that way.
yeah. Well, this is Tanika Gillard. I am Nikki of Naturally Yours. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama.
I am Tisha McDonald, Alternatives Beauty Studio. It has been so great talking to you guys tonight. We will see you on Wednesday, hopefully. And I have
Tisha, this week is my children's first week of school. They go back Tuesday. So I'm trying to get stuff together. They're doing remote learning, trying to get this computer stuff situated. My computer got to go to the shop. Cordell's got to go to the shop. And I tried to set it up. It's going to be a mess. So I don't know what we're going to look like, but I'm planning on being here on Wednesday night.
okay. I will be here on Wednesday night, and I already got some topics that clients have been emailing me or texting me about, or even just asking questions. So I'm just going to start off Wednesday with answering the questions, and then we can move into whatever our subject matter is on Wednesday night. But but that wasn't the topic tonight. So Wednesday night we will hit those topics.
All right. Good night, you guys.
Good night.